naira. PDP neck under pressure as INEC validates Wike-backed secretary. NFIU probes 48 billion naira suspicious transfers to Dubai, Hong Kong. Children's Day. Tinubu, governors promise safe environment. Rivers administrator to defend budget before National Assembly joint panel. El Rufai, police to pay 900 million naira over Kaduna elders detention. Nel Fund disburses 57 billion naira loans to 298,124 students. Insiders aiding international bank hackers, according to the EFCC chair. Police hunt kidnappers of 3 Ondo Church members. Autopsy reveals Olarinwaju's pre-existing health conditions. All these and more on The Punch this morning. Let's move on now to The Guardian. Fresh loans may push Nigeria's debt to 182 trillion naira is a major headline on The Guardian today. NAFDAC clarifies fee for reopening of shops in Onitsha market. Telecom Union rallies wall to close AI divide, internet access gap. IGP queries Delta Police Command over investigation into Shimite Love's death. Medical Lab Council inducts 83 HAPs on professionalism, excellence. 19 passengers rescued from kidnappers after 21 days in Rivers. Police insists clergy, others liable in alleged 620 million naira fraud suit. ECOWAS committee lauds Nigeria customs for innovation. Tinubu arrives in Lagos for ECOWAS 50th anniversary. All these and more on The Guardian today. Let's move now to the Daily Trust. After 1 year, PDP NEC finally meets. Malnutrition, streets begging on focus as Nigerians mark Children's Day. 3 trapped, 9 rescued in Lagos building collapse. Kebbi reintroduces history lessons in schools. Court awards 900 million naira against El Rufai others for rights violations of Adara elders. Tinubu approves upgrade of Kanu Poly to Tech Varsity. Stolen funds. Nigeria recovered $763.7 million, £6.4 million since 2017, according to Fagbemi. 2 headers gone down, vigilante injured in Abuja community. All these and more on the Daily Trust. Let's move on now to The Nation. APC, PDP clash over one-party claim. 21-year-old takes or fakes own kidnap, collects 2 million ransom from parents in Enugu. AIDS abducted WASC pupils, 11 others rescued in Rivers after 21 days. Tinubu reviews strategic partnership with China. Emotions as reps hold valedictory session for late members. Elite, elders, clerics failed Rivers, says Ibas. Tinubu in Lagos for 50th ECOWAS anniversary. All these and more on The Nation. Let's move on now to this day. PDP neg. Tinubu's negligence, abdication of constitutional duties bordering terrorism. Tinubu seeks National Assembly's approval for fresh $23.5 billion, 2.265 billion euros, 15 billion yen, 757.9 billion naira loans. Tinubu resolved to fight corruption unwavering, unshakable. Emefiele seeks forensic experts to scrutinize $17 million WhatsApp evidence in fraud trial. Africa Development Bank forecasts Nigeria's inflation to average 24.7% in 2025, drop to 17.3% in 2026. Tinubu felicitates ex-Transportation Minister Honorable Rotimi Amechi at 60. June 12. Kola Abiola demands recognition for persons murdered, jailed by Abacha. All these and more on this day today. Time to get to your reactions right now. We're streaming live on YouTube and Facebook at Nigeria Info Abuja. You can go onto those platforms to catch the show live and be a part of the conversation. Numbers to call this morning: 0700 951 0000, 08095974869 and 08099930137. You can send a voice note. Ensure it is under 90 seconds. When you do well to also include your name and your location when you send in a message. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, Deacon Itodo.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you. My name is Gwaza Max. I greet all the listeners.
Please go ahead.
The president wants to borrow approximately 22 billion US dollars, adding to the standing debt of, adding up to make our debt profile to about 200 billion naira. That is callous. Is the president thinking about the future generation? Why must we eat our time during our time and eat the future of our children? That's unacceptable. And look at, they are talking about inflation coming down. There is no way with this kind of borrowing. This is a pending disaster for the nation. We are reaping the consequences right now, and we are still going to reap more. What? When the government said we are going to remove subsidy, they removed subsidy. They told us that we are going to have all that we need as a country. Why is it that the infrastructure is not there? The welfare of the citizens is not there. The security is not there. Hunger here and there.
All right.
Haba. Let's be nationalistic. Let's be patriotic.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for sharing your thoughts. Good morning.
Good morning, Itodo.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Good morning to all listeners and all callers. Yes. What's my name?
Go ahead, Okwi.
Borrowing. I'm concerned anything concerning economy. Yes. In any organization, when you are not handling anything finance well, put me like that organization will not move forward. Another borrowing there. I don't blame Mr. Tinubu. I blame those that are both APC in 2015. See, if you know Nigerians, let me say it again. If you know that we both APC in 2015, we don't have moral right to criticize this government. Because we said that in continuing here Buhari stuff. Yes, that is what we said. With me. I will continue here Buhari stuff. And when another borrowing again. What is the future of our children? See, for Nigeria, it's not only married and pregnant women and producing children. Those children, we are putting them in mess. We are putting them in hunger and poverty. Their future is not bright. And our religious leaders, they can't trust this. The only time you come to church, so that they'll collect their money. And they are flourishing.
All right.
And changing their cars and
All right.
commission officers.
Okay. That's enough. All right. You can't box all religious leaders together. That's unfair. Let's move on now to your live feed and take some of your comments before we go on a quick breather at 6:25. Right here, Dr. Mrs. Onma Olebara says, how can children who are denied quality education, basic standard of living, and fundamental human rights be leaders of tomorrow? Sad that the basic rights of not children are violated, abused, and neglected in some families, schools, and country at large. These days, many are exposed to unnecessary hardship, hawking, when they are supposed to be in school, turning them to be breadwinners of their families. To check these abuses, government should without delay enforce all aspects of universal basic education law. Can we proudly celebrate our children in the midst of insecurity, kidnapping, bullying, and going to school on empty stomachs? Happy Children's Day to Nigerian children. Good morning, Anthony Emenogu. Thank you very much for being a part of the live. Let's go on this breather quickly.
More news and information coming up. We'll be back in a moment.
Think global, it's time to trade global. Visit hfm.com or download the HFM app on Google Play Store or App Store to get started today.
Welcome back to your number one talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
Hey guys, big news. The largest and most anticipated healthcare and laboratory exhibition in West Africa is...
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
Thank you so much for staying tuned. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Sir Itodo.
Welcome, sir.
I greet all the callers and listeners. And I will back up our share with you.
Go ahead.
A federal government should borrow another one. This money is not in billion, it's in trillions. You understand? You want to borrow a part of this. What they use it for is what we are going to ask ourselves. And what we say is true. All the religious leaders have been doing this. But now they have been borrowing this money. No one is talking. You understand? I don't know. We are taking our cake and eating the future of our children. I don't know. Last time they told us that they have paid the one they borrowed coronavirus. And now you went and you want to go ahead and borrow this one. What is paying the other one? You are still in the same place. Our people say that the person that sell monkey and wait and buy a chimpanzee. See, there's waste in your house. You understand? So to me, I don't buy that idea. Please, they should adjust.
All right.
Very much.
Thank you, Donatus. Good morning. Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning, Deacon.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you. It's another Senator Obasanjo calling you from Amali, Niger State. The Natus, Abubakar Salasi, Momizi, Okwi, all of us, we join hands in 2015. Why? Because if you go to some states in the southeast, they voted Buhari in 2016. Why? Because some of the leaders from the southern, including Mr. President, they were against Goodluck Jonathan then. Now today, you are talking about the southern presidency, not Nigerian president. That is why we are suffering, all of us. Whether Tinubu will go and borrow much, it's all of us are in pain. Why? Because we disagree on one unity. That one unity is Nigerians. If we are talking about the South should be having a president again, when your younger ones are dying, when your younger ones can no longer go to school, we have been oppressed. The national anthem is not longer there. All of us are in pain. People running day in, day out because of the banditry in our communities. Most of our schools are not being opening. What are we? Is it not in pain in Nigeria that we have? How many billion naira will be collected when Mr. President come up on board and said the era of oil subsidy will not be there again? What are we seeing?
All right.
Pepper, we can no longer buy a pepper today. It's a shame to the president and the APC-led administration. Nigerian, let's wake up in 2027.
All right. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning. How are you?
Very well, thank you. How are you?
Hello.
I can hear you. Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Hello.
Okay, you can't seem to hear me. I'll let you go. You get a chance to call back. You can send a WhatsApp message to 080-999-30137. Let's go onto the WhatsApp platform right now and take some of those voice notes. Ensure that they are under 90 seconds. That is 1 minute, 30 seconds. All right? Should be less than that when you send it in. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Itodo. My name is Jonathan Sabo from Niger State in Ghana. Yeah, talking about this borrowing. How long will this country continue to borrow? How long will it continue to borrow? Every president that comes, borrow. What are the revenue we are having? Is it how this country will continue to borrow? Every president come and borrow every time. All the investment we have been making in fuel and many things, we still borrow. God will help us. Thank you.
Good morning, Deacon Itodo. My name is Muazu John Lasisi from Jigo Guari, Abuja. The president want to borrow again. It is well. This is selling the future of Nigeria, selling the future of our children to the foreign countries. This is turning Nigeria into a slave entirely. Because when you borrow, you become a slave. That is just the truth. God, we are in your hand.
Are you there? Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Deacon Itodo.
Welcome.
This is Chukwudi listening from Southeast Abia State. Itodo, you mentioned money where Nigeria they owe. And also you mentioned the money that they have recovered since 2017. So my own suggestion, when they carry the money that they recovered since 2017, I pay part of those loans because they are not using that money for anything. They never use it for anything. They use it and pay part of the loan. If they check the remaining one, they will count all politicians for Nigeria, from local government to president. They will now share all the money according to them one by one. They will now pay the money because all this money they borrow, they don't use it to do anything for Nigeria. They borrow and share. So they should pay the money also. They will not leave the debt for innocent Nigeria. Now we can't pay it. Where will you see the money to pay? Let politicians bring out the money. This was no matter of going to court or whatever. Let them task their from local government to the president, both past and present one, all of them from let's be one way done that. So far as we are living, they should task them, let them pay the money. We're done.
All right, thank you very much for sharing your thoughts right there. And St. Jude in Gwagwalada says, Tinubu 6 new loans. So after subsidy removal, we are still borrowing. Hope it's not for 2031. If you know, then you understand. What's happening in 2037? You're right. What's happening, in that year? That's about 10 years? 12 years from now? I thought we were once told that subsidy is removed. We will no longer seek for both foreign and local loans. What's happening today? This loan is massive, which will further plunge the country into more debt. I plead with NAS not to approve. Unfortunately, they might, is what Shike in Apo shares. And Wale Fantala says the president has requested to approve $21.5 billion and 2.2 billion euros in new external loans for infrastructure projects between 2025 and 2026. But how much more borrowing can Nigeria take? The mounting debt under this administration may take over a century to repay. Where is the evidence of the impact of these massive loans? Yet, the National Assembly will likely approve them again. The 2025 budget relies heavily on borrowing. Nigeria is drowning in debt. Foreign loans have become a dangerous addiction, and we desperately need financial rehabilitation. But let's quickly look at some of the loans they have been taking. And the reason why they were taking since this administration took over office in 2023, about 2 years ago, is the anniversary tomorrow, where we'll look at some of the achievements and what you think about what could happen in the next 2 years before the completion of the first tenure. Now, the World Bank loans. June 2023, just a few weeks after taking over office, there was a $750 million for power sector recovery. And also in June, $500 million for women empowerment initiatives. In July 2023, $800 million for social safety nets. In September 2023, $700 million for adolescent girls' education. June 2024, $2.25 billion for economic stabilization. September 2024, $1.57 billion for health, education, and power sectors. March 2025, $632 million for nutrition and education programs. Now, this pending request has garnered a lot of concerns and debates as to if Nigeria really needs. The reason why subsidy was stopped is so that this much borrowings could be curbed. But if we are seeing an increase in the numbers being requested, in the funding being requested, what are the clauses for these loans to be given if they get the nod from the lawmakers? What are the clauses? And do Nigerians stand to benefit anything at all? What have been the benefits of these previous loans that have been taken in the last 2 years? Can we see measurable results? Let's get back to some of your thoughts, shall we? Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. How are
Welcome.
you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
How are you?
Good.
Good morning. Yeah. How did you celebrate your?
I was a child yesterday.
You're able to say something to you because you're also the song.
Yes.
Hello?
I can hear you. Go ahead, please. Oh my, can you hear me at all? Hello? Oh wow, sorry about that. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Deacon Itodo.
Welcome, sir.
Yes, good morning, Nigerian full family.
Go ahead, we can hear you. Oh my, sorry about that. Let's move on to you. Good morning, are you there?
Good morning, Jefferson Gentleman Itodo. How are you? How are you doing?
Very well, thank you. How are you?
I agree the last two attempted caller, Madam Omeza and Dan Ali, Babang Ali, and all the callers, esteemed listeners, contributors of Nigeria Info. Abokar calling from Gwagwalada.
Please go ahead.
What would I will ask Nigerian youth? They should adopt Kiss Daniel song featuring Tekno. Wake up, collect your money. Yes, that is what they should supposed to do. We have more than enough resources. We have Commonwealth in trillions of American dollars. It's being looted, mismanaged, corruptibly by those in power. Just like the first caller on this show this morning, when during the last administration of Baba Buhari, the propaganda mouthpiece of APC, Lai Mohammed, told us that with introduction of removal of subsidies, we have more than enough. We don't have need to borrow. But today they continue with borrowing. They are on borrowing spree. Mr. President is generous in enriching the governor. That is why they are defecting to APC. But it's not, it's stingy.
But the funding, Abubakar.
Providing welfare and well-being of Nigerian downtrodden masses.
Abubakar,
lastly,
can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes, can you hear me? I mean, you mentioned that the governors have been enriched, but these monies sent to the states are meant for the development of these states. So are you saying that the governors are not effectively utilizing this funding?
You are a media professional.
Yes, sir.
You are abreast of all happenings locally and internationally. You are abreast. You must be abreast. You are media professional. With the removal of subsidies, President Tinubu is the richest African president. He has trillions at his disposal, and he is ready to dole it out to willing politicians who are going to do his bidding. But he's stingy with sponsoring subsidies for the truding masses. People are going through hell in Nigeria. Itodo. Some guy. Of recent, I told you,
yes.
a man, a couple, which is a pregnant woman, they were thrown out of their rented apartment because of their inability. The following day, the woman developed complications. They were taken to Gwagwalada Teaching Hospital. They were charged 300,000 naira. They are on the street as I am talking to you now. What kind of country are we? Thank you.
Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts. Let's look through some of your messages on our live feed on YouTube and Facebook, where we are streaming right now, and you can join in and be a part of the conversation. Pero Malinga Audu, I hope the funds will be used for development of the country, while also Francis Namani says renewed attack and coordinated attacks of innocent Nigerians by suspected terrorists it's really unfortunate and condemnable. The authorities should urgently address this ugly situation. All right. And Moazu John Lasisi says, I thank God for the successful rescue of passengers from the kidnappers' den. The security agents should begin work to safeguard lives and properties of Nigerians. Hafsat Muazu says, kudos to our security personnel for rescuing victims. And Fabian Walker says, what are the achievements of the president in the past 2 years? Benjamin Ayuba says some of our leaders don't have good plans for the progress of this country. 1 step forward, 10 steps backwards. Nigeria is my country. Let them continue borrowing and enriching themselves. All right. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning once again, Dikin Itodo.
Welcome, sir.
Yes, I remember myself, Abubakar Ali Ketinu Pekin. I'm calling from Piro this morning. Dikin Itodo.
Yes, sir.
I do not think there's anything wrong with borrowing. But there is everything wrong if you borrow to consume, not borrow to use it in a venture that will lead to production and that will aid production. So whenever we are borrowing, the government needs to come out clear and tell people why is it borrowing and for what it is borrowing. The government needs to tell us how much has been realized from the removal of subsidy. Nobody has told Nigerians. Nigerians deserve to know how much has been realized and how much has been expended on projects, you understand, and how much has been expended in settling some of our debt. You see, the lack of communication, explicit communication, is what is causing some of this problem. Nigeria do not understand something. The problem of Nigeria is not the APC. The problem of Nigeria is not the INEC. The problem of Nigeria is Nigerians. I'll give you an example. We have member of the NNPP National Assembly, member of the ABGA, member of the Labour, member of PDP, and some other parties. All the money that is being shared allegedly, all the cars, the SUV that has been shared allegedly, did any of those opposition members say, no, this is against my party manifesto, put the money, give me the money, let me go and spend it in my constituency? Did any of them do that? It means if their party are in the central government, they will do the same or even worse.
But is it possible that there were a lone voice in the midst of plenty, and the many more who are in support of that somewhat avoided them being heard?
Okay.
Or prevented them from being heard?
All
Could that be
right.
the reason?
If they were avoided being heard on the floor of the National Assembly, were they avoided to be heard on their private social media handle? Were they avoided to be heard on Nigeria Info or other Nigeria Info sister stations? They are the same. It's just people do not understand that political party is just a vehicle. When PDP was there, we all lamented. We all said this. Look, if the APC live there, the same party that will come, is it not the same people that in APC today and some in PDP that will move into that new party? Are they not the same Nigerians that will move into that new political party?
All right. I need to let you go at this point.
So we need to understand that,
all right.
The Itodo. Meanwhile, is your coffee still remain because my own don't finish?
You can come fetch some.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you for sharing your
All right. Thank you, brother. Brotherly.
All right. Let's go now to some of your voice notes. Don't forget, it should be on the 90 seconds. That's 1 minute, 30 seconds. Good morning.
Itodo, good morning.
Yes, welcome.
Mr. Itodo, good morning.
I can hear you. Good morning.
This is Jeremy from Kubwa. The headline that said El-Rufai should pay 900 million to elders that were detained or they were locked up. I think something like that. That judge is a joker. El-Rufai will not pay 10 kobo.
Well, a judgment has been given, so we'll have to, wait and see how it is implemented. All right? Good morning.
Dikin Itodo.
Welcome.
How was your night, and how is your lovely wife?
Very well, thank you.
This is Mr. Ayodele from Cuba sending this voice note. I want to react to the paper review you read about Tinubu that he says his government is fighting corruption. I don't believe in the fight of corruption on this government until I see him dealing with those who are corrupt that have EFCC case, but they are now in his party and they are moving freely. They are not doing, nothing is happening to them. Until I see his government fighting those people, before I believe in his fight for corruption. If President Tinubu does not fight those who are corrupt in his cabinet, at the tip of his note, honestly, his fight against corruption is unacceptable.
Good morning, Nigeria. Please, even though Kogi State is become a president, is it abomination to Nigeria? Or somebody from Idoma or Benue? Why should not be playing us nonsense? So I voted OP the other time. This time I'm going to vote Tinubu. They should do whatever they want.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Itodo. This is Bright Mace from Airport Road. I want to say that this government keep borrowing, and Nigeria could not see any tangible thing they have been using all those borrowed money to do for us. They should keep borrowing. One day, everybody will give account. So I don't know why we have presidents of borrowing. Since the regime of Bulgaria, president have been borrowing, and nothing to show of it. Why can't this president go to Abia State and ask the governor how he's doing the magic without borrowing a dime and be doing something people are commending him and praising him? Why can't this president go and ask question, how did you do this thing? They made us understand that subsidy has gone. I was thinking that all those money recovered from subsidy will be used to develop Nigeria and do it.
Sir Itodo, good morning, sir. I am surprised because the federal government is borrowing money for what exactly? They are taking us to where we don't know, Mr. Itodo. They are taking us to where we don't know. Borrowing money? Or could it be that they are borrowing this money because of the 2027 election? Because the poster of Mr. President is scattered everywhere in Abuja? Haba, Nigerian leaders. What have you done to deserve all this thing that they are doing to us? It is not a crime for us to be part of Nigeria. It is not a crime for God to create us and make us to be citizens of this country. All of us did this country. All of us are part and parcel of this national cake that they are cutting anyhow without reaching the masses. May God help us.
Let's run through some of your messages. It is 6:51 right here. At 6:55, we'll need to wrap things up and go on a quick breather. But let's run through some messages and, get to that point. All right. And this one right here says, for how long are we going to continue to take loans? Is what Salma in Itodo is asking. God has blessed us with everything that we are supposed to need as a country. And the president on borrowing spree like Buhari, he can't explore other options internally and generate the funds through our highly endowed, abundant natural resources. His personal funds can fix problems. This seems like shortchanging the future of the growth of the Nigerian state. These people should leave us alone, is what OKJ shares as his thoughts. And Comrade Chris Eziocha in Madala says, reacting to the government's desire to borrow more money, this is becoming endemic. While there is nothing on ground to justify this, what the self-inflicted injury? Nigeria, we healthy, is how he ends his message. And this one right here says, good morning. Government should consider Nigerians to avoid pushing the nation into economic collapse amid fresh loans to be obtained again. However, money generated from taxes, fuel subsidy, and electricity are more than enough to finance the budget without borrowing. The government should not push us into more debt before leaving office, is what Opulent Buhari says. And Oludade Abiodun says, can we ever stop borrowing? I don't really understand our leaders. Recently, I heard that Nigeria paid back some loans and now they want to borrow again. And the funniest thing about this is we, the citizens, are not feeling any impact of these loans. For the PDP, they have a moral right to condemn this administration, is what Oludade Abiodun says. All right. And this one right here from Nasser in Galadimawa says, sometimes if I hear about Nigeria will be better, then I will be wondering how and when there are wrong policies everywhere, which have been taken by the government. Does Nigeria even need to borrow? What happened to the previous funds borrowed? What have they been used for? Is it that after borrowing the money, they are looted and then we seek a new one? I think it's high time. Ooh. Okay. All right. I'm going to leave your message right there. Nasura, thank you for sharing. And James in Durham says, how long can we borrow? May God help our country. While Jacob Ode in Mandala says Emefiele really used his office to help himself, and whatever we do in this part of the world, it's always right in our eyes and can be defended strongly by hired lawyers. May God help my country. All right, trying to run through some more of your messages before the time is up. I think I've been able to do a chunk of that. Let's go on to the live feed and see some more thoughts. Fabian Wokocha says, imagine all the millions of dollars being mentioned. What have the monies been used for? I believe these monies have been misappropriated, is what Fabian on YouTube says. And Bill Dave, it's a long read, but thank you very much for sharing your thoughts on the conversation today. Lauren says the government is borrowing these monies but can't pay 5 months' wage award arrears. They prioritize their re-election than poor masses. May God help us, is what Lawrence ends that message with. You can still join the conversation and catch up on YouTube and Facebook at Nigeria Info Abuja. But thank you very much for being a part of this segment this morning.
More talk, news and sports.
This is Nigeria Info.